Hi, humans, and welcome back to Humanity. So, today we are finally starting with the economics for class 12th. Today, we'll be covering Indian economic development. I am starting with this MCQ series, जिसमें हम करेंगे high level MCQs for your term 1 examination. So, today we'll be starting with chapter number 1. इंडियन इकोनॉमी ऑन द ईव ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस 1947 से पहले उस टाइम पे क्या हालत थी इंडियन इकोनॉमी की। ठीक है, सो ये क्लास 12th की सीरीज आज शुरू हो रही है। जो मैं एमसीक्यूज कराऊंगी आई वुड से वो बहुत ज्यादा लॉजिकल रीजनिंग और एनालिटिकल बेस्ड होंगे। वो बिल्कुल इजी नहीं है कि आपको एक साफ सीधा वन वर्ड क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया। नो, दे आर वेरी द ऑप्शंस आर वेरी वेरी इंटर रिलेटेड। यू नीड टू चूज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन एंड उसके लिए आपको कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी होनी बहुत जरूरी है। सो ऑल दीज क्वेश्चंस बिकम वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट आपके सीबीएसई बोर्ड्स के लिए, क्योंकि बोर्ड्स में ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन आएंगे इकोनॉमिक्स में। सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड। यू कैन ऑल्सो फॉलो मी ऑन माई टेलीग्राम, द लिंक इज इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स बिलो फॉर अपडेट्स, पीडीएफ्स एंड एवरीथिंग। ऑल्सो बिफोर स्टार्टिंग, अगर आपको इस मटेरियल की पीडीएफ चाहिए जो मैं अभी आपको पढ़ाऊंगी, यू कैन ज्वाइन द चैनल मेंबरशिप। Want PDF of this content? Click on the join button next to the subscribe button on my channel and you will be told everything about it. So let's get started. Question number 1. Muslin was a very famous cotton textile all over the world during 17th century. Consider the following statements with reference to it. Statement number 1. Muslin type of cotton textile had its origin in Kerala and neighboring region. Statement number 2. Malmal was the finest variety of muslin found in the Indian subcontinent. The correct statement is R. Option number A, only one. Option number B, only two. Option number C, 1 and 2 both. And option number D, neither 1 nor 2. Take a moment and attempt this MCQ on your own. Here is the correct answer. Answer number B, and here is the said explanation. You can pause the video and read it for your own convenience. Next question says the agriculture sector in India experienced some growth during the colonial period, mainly on the ground of option number A, increased provision for irrigation facilities. Option number B, scientific method of farming and increased use of chemical fertilizers. Option number C, the expansion of aggregate area under cultivation. And option number D, none of the above. Take a moment and attempt the MCQ on your own. Here is the correct answer. Option number C. And here is the given explanation. Next question says, consider the following statements with reference to economic policies pursued by British in India. Statement number 1. The British were the first to introduce concept of India's national and per capita income. Statement number 2. Dadabhai Nauroji's estimates of British policies during the colonial period was considered most significant for economic perspective. Statement number 3. Most studies conducted by individuals found that the country's growth of aggregate real output during the first half of the 20th century was negative 2%. The correct statements are, you need to select the correct statements out of these. Take a moment and answer the question on your own. Here is the correct answer. Option number D, and here is the said explanation. Next question. It is said that the British pursued a twofold policy in order to systematically deindustrialize India's industrial sector. Which of the following is correct regarding this? Option number A. Their objective was to reduce India to the status of a mere importer of important raw materials for the upcoming modern industries in India, and then to turn British into a sprawling market for finished products of those industries. Option number B. They wanted more revenue from export of raw materials from India to abroad. Option number C. They essentially wanted to relocate the entire Indian industrial base from Indian subcontinent to the United Kingdom. D. None of the above. The correct answer is option number C, and here is the said explanation. Next question says the stagnation in the agricultural sector during colonial period can be attributed to which of the following factors? Statement number 1, land settlement policies pursued by the British. Statement number 2, low levels of technology. Statement number 3, lack of irrigation facilities. And statement number 4, absolutely no use of fertilizers. Choose the correct answer using the options given below. Here are your choices. The correct answer is option number C. You can check the explanation right here. The next question says the foreign trade of India during British regime shrunk considerably because statement number 1, India was not allowed to have foreign trade relations with countries other than the United Kingdom. Statement number 2, India imported significantly more than what it exported to other countries. Choose the incorrect statement below. Here are your options. The correct answer is option number C, and here is the said explanation. The next question says consider the following statements with reference to the characteristics of Indian economy prior to the advent of British. Statement number 1, the agriculture was the main source of livelihood for most people and there was dearth of variety in manufacturing activities. Statement number 2, India was particularly well known for its handicraft industries in the fields of cotton and silk textiles, metal and precious stone works, etc. The incorrect statements are, and here are your options. The correct answer is option number A. Here is your explanation. The next question says the British did not make any sincere attempts to estimate India's national income of per capita income. This task was undertaken by few individuals. Who among the following has or have such distinction? Firstly, Dadabhai Naoroji, then William Digby, Findlay Shiraz, V.K.R.V. Rao and R.C. Desai. Choose the correct answer using the options given below. Here is your answer, and here is the said explanation. In the context of foreign trade in the colonial era, consider the following statements. Statement number 1, the restrictive policies of commodity production, trade and tariff pursued by the colonial government adversely affected the structure, composition and volume of India's foreign trade. Statement number 2, in this period, the export remained stronger than the import. Statement number 3, the export surplus did not result in any flow of gold or silver into India. Which of the following statements is correct? Here are your options. The correct answer is option number D. All statements are correct. Consider the following statements with reference to initial phase of industrialization in British India. Statement number 1, the British India witnessed setting up of various industries such as steel, sugar, cement, paper, etc. in the second half of the 19th century itself. Statement number 2, the cotton textile mills were mainly dominated by Indians in the western part of the country. Statement number 3, the jute mills dominated by foreigners were mainly concentrated in Bengal. The correct statements are, here are your options. Choose the answer wisely and let's check out the correct answer. Option number B is the correct answer and here is your explanation. The next question says, in the context of demographic condition during colonial era in India, which of the following statements is not correct? Option number A, before 1921, India was in the first stage of demographic transition. Option number B, in the first stage of demographic transition, the rate of population growth was very high. Option number C, life expectancy was also very low, 44 years. And option number D, the overall mortality rate was very high. Choose the correct answer. Answer number B is the correct answer. The context of the primary motive of the colonial government behind the policy of systematically deindustrializing India, consider the following statements. Statement number 1, they wanted to make India a mere exporter of important raw materials for the upcoming modern industries in Britain. Statement number 2, they wanted to turn India into a sprawling market for the finished products of those industries. Which of the statements are correct? Here are your options. Make sure that you're attempting the question and answering wisely. The correct answer is option number C, and here is the given explanation. The next question says, which of the following statements are correct with reference to industrial sector in British India? Statement number 1, the share of industrial sector to the GDP was very low as compared to other sectors. Statement number 2, the industrial sector in the British India was largely characterized by overwhelming presence of public sector. Choose the correct answer using the options below. Here are your options. The correct answer is option number A. Here is the explanation. Consider the following statements with reference to demographic profile of India during colonial time. Statement number 1. Various details about the population of British India were first collected through a census in 1881. Statement number 2. Since its first ever census, India's demographic profile has never been at the first stage of demographic transition. The correct statements are, here are your options. The correct answer is option number A, and here is the said explanation. In the context of occupational structure and infrastructure during the colonial era, consider the following statements. Statement number 1. In this period, there was a commensurate increase in the services sector and manufacturing sector. Statement number 2. Under the colonial regime, basic infrastructure such as railways, ports, water transport, posts, and telegraphs was developed to provide basic amenities to the people. Statement number 3. The introduction of railways in India enabled people to undertake long distance travel and thereby break geographical and cultural barriers. Statement number 4. The introduction of railways in India fostered commercialization of Indian agriculture. Which of the following statements is correct? Here are your options. The correct statement is option number C. Here is your explanation. Next question says, in the context of economic development under colonial rule, consider the following statements. Statement number 1. India had an independent economy before the advent of British rule. Statement number 2. The economic policies pursued by the colonial government in India were concerned more with the protection and promotion of the economic interests of the Indian economy rather than their home country. Which of the statements is correct? Here are your options, and here is the correct answer, option number A, along with the explanation. Coming on to the last question for this chapter, in the context of agricultural sector under the colonial rule, consider the following statements. Statement number 1. India's economy under the British colonial rule turned from agricultural economy to industrial economy. Statement number 2. Despite being the occupation of such a large population, the agricultural sector continued to experience stagnation. Statement number 3. The agricultural sector experienced some growth due to the expansion of the aggregate area under cultivation. Which of the statements is correct? Here are your options. Make sure that you are attempting these questions and answering them correctly. Here is the correct answer, option number A, along with the explanation. So guys, that is it for the MCQs of this chapter. I hope you found them helpful, and make sure that you like, share and subscribe for more such content at Humanities. More chapters in the making, so make sure that you've hit the subscribe button and shared it with your classmates. I hope that it helped you a lot. Thank you so much for watching. You are at Humanities. Happy learning. I'll see you in the next video.